Hello, stormwater designers. Welcome back to Clear Creek Solutions, hydrology education and instructional videos. And today we're going to be doing a quick overview of wetland input volumes, what it means, and taking a look at how to do it in wwhm 2012. Now, we're not going to set up a complicated wetland modeling situation. This is just a basic video on what that MRA wetlands protection is, and then how to do a very simple look at the wetland input volumes for your analysis on your project site. We have a free wwhm 2012 course that you can find in the description down below. Like I said, it's 100% free. Got 10 videos going from downloading the software to running models. So if you're interested in that, go to the description box. It's 100% free. Now we're going to talk about wetlands here. I just looked up wetlands. This is the 2019 Stormwater Management Manual for Western Washington. This is the portal that they provide. You should become familiar with this if you're doing stormwater design in Western Washington. But I just searched wetlands here, and it comes up with minimum requirement number 8, wetlands protection, and states that projects shall employ stormwater management BMPs in accordance with following threshold standards and requirements to reduce the impacts of stormwater runoff to wetlands. And so it gives you some TDA thresholds here, what they apply to. Then it gives you a flow chart showing what category the wetland is, and then what approach you should take for modeling here. So down here we have in the bottom left, the following wetland protection levels apply to the TDA: general protection, protection from pollutants, and wetland hydro period protection. And then down the right, we have general protection, protection from pollutants, and wetland hydro period protection. So there's actually two different methods you use for your analysis. And one of those methods involves analysis of the wetland input volumes and regulating that input using certain mitigation methods to keep the wetland from being too dry or over flooded by runoff from your site. So you can read more here about these requirements. I'm now going to go to the model. And I have a sample model here. This is just very basic as an example. I selected a project location on the map here. And now if we look at pre-developed, I have 2 acres of sea forest flat, assuming this is the pre-developed condition of the flow that was going to the wetland. I'm simply going to run the scenario there. I connected it to the point of compliance. These are pretty basic wwhm 2012 operations. Like I said, you can learn more about that in our free instructional course. And we do have the paid course, wwhm 2012 Academy, that goes more in depth on all these things. Now we have the mitigated scenario. And let's say now for the mitigated scenario that you kept 1.6 acres of your project site as forest flat. And then we're actually having 0.4 of roads flat or impervious area also flow to this wetland. And so now we're going to run that scenario. And now if we go to the analysis tab, we can take a look at the wetland input volumes and take a look at what some of these numbers mean in that analysis tab there. We finish modeling there. Let's go to the analysis tab. Now we're not looking at stream protection duration. We're looking at wetland input volume. So you're going to want to select that tab, then click point of compliance 1. And now it's going to analyze the wetland input volumes for the pre-developed and the mitigate scenario, and then the fluctuations that have occurred. So you can see it does it on a monthly basis. There's 12 months here showing the pre-developed and mitigated flows and the percent of the flow. And you want to be within plus or minus 15%. So it can be 115% or down all the way to 85%. And as you see, we have no mitigation methods on our site. It overwhelmed the wetland with percents getting up to 3,000, right? And it shows you the specific days that it will fail based on the rainfall data that we have going back 60, 70, 80 years, right? And then this graph shows what those flows look like, and then this shows the percent exceeding here. So you can see that the green line was pretty close actually to 0 in terms of the percent, or around 100, and then really spiked up here in these August and September months. So you can look and see which ones fail, which one passes, try out different mitigation methods to try to get all 12 months to pass, and then that will show that this project site is now passing for that wetland requirement, minimum requirement number 8. You're going to want to read up more on minimum requirement number 8 to determine what you need to do for your project site. But like I said, run both scenarios, go to the analysis tab, select wetland input volumes, select POC 1, and that's going to pull up this graph here. And now you can analyze what your project is doing for those selected months. If you have any questions about that, leave it in a comment down below. That's how to access wetland input volumes and a little background from the Stormwater Management Manual. We'll have that free course as well as a link to the Stormwater Management Manual in the description box down below for you to access. Anyways, that's today's video, and we'll see you guys next time.